If you have clicked through some of these presentations here, you should have a picture by now in your mind that this Bridger area is so rich with biological diversity, with its importance historically, and I would tell you of its importance to children and education. I am Steve Eschbaum. I'm the Executive Director of the Montana Outdoor Science School. And this area is so important to children at a time when kids are getting more than 8 hours of screen time on average a day. We need wonderful landscapes like the Bridgers provide to connect children with the outdoors. So if we can reverse those trends of children getting almost 8 hours of screen time per day and childhood obesity tripling over the last 30 years, by getting kids connected with the landscape on which they live, we will have done a great service to society. So why are the Bridgers so important? Well, for instance, there's a recently discovered endemic little ground beetle, doesn't chew up the trees, that occurs on Bridger Creek at an undisclosed location, and in that 10 square meter area and nowhere else on Earth. So what? Well, I think that the more species we have out there, the better. And losing any one species can be a problem. But more important, and from a more holistic standpoint, kids need to have exposure to the same things I did as a child. So getting the children out and connecting with the outdoors and seeing this rich array of life is so important. We know that when kids get time outdoors, they're much less likely to develop attention deficit disorder. We also know that they're more likely to develop a healthy, active lifestyle as adults, so obesity is not likely to be as much of a problem. And we also know that if we can connect children with the landscape now, that as they get older, they're likely to become the stewards that so many of us are today. Why does that matter? Because if we lose that connection, and this is one of my grave concerns, when the kids that we have today are in their 40s and 50s and 60s, they're not going to care about the outdoors. In an area as wonderfully magnificent as Montana, and specifically the Bridgers, I find that very, very troubling. I want those kids to have a passion for getting out and loving the area that they recreate in. But if they don't recreate now, if they don't get out and hike and bike and bird and flower identify now, they're not likely to suddenly, as a 50-year-old, take up this passion that they didn't have before. So with the Bridgers, we have this magnificent ecosystem they can connect to. I keep saying the same thing over and over again. Use the outdoors to build these connections. That's what we do at the Montana Outdoor Science School. One of the things we're always looking for is land to explore. And if you're a landowner that has a chunk of land and you think, well, I would love to have some kids come to my property and have free range with an instructor to do some exploration to make those connections, I'd be very interested in hearing from you. I thank you very much for your time, and regardless, please get outside and explore. Thank you.